Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Todd McLeod.
Mr. Speaker, it gives me pleasure to rise and speak in the general debate today, and what an important day it is for us, an important day where we can focus on the economy, the important things that we must do as a government, the things we were elected to do only a few months ago. Before I get into some of the cut and thrust of the great things this government's doing, and by comparison the waste of energy that has been put in from the opposition on many of the debates around these issues, can I recognise the Honourable Simon Bridges, whose seat I happen to stand beside at the moment, congratulate him on his elevation to be a minister. I believe he'll do an excellent job. And can I say that in the Bay of Plenty, where, from memory, Mr. Speaker, let me think, from memory, every single seat is held by a National Party MP. That tells you something about the direction the Bay of Plenty wants to go in. Held still by the National Party MPs, because 3 years ago that was the case as well. Can I say that Mr. Bridges will do a great job, and I look forward to the work that he will do with us. Mr. Speaker, John Banks gave an excellent speech, and you know why there was so much noise and barracking from the other side of the House? They just wish that they could deliver a speech with such passion and foresight and direction as that. Can I say that I picked up one theme from Mr. Banks' speech, and that's why there was so much barracking. You see, Mr. Speaker, the thing about the opposition is the Greens and Labor. They want to tax and spend, and tax and spend, and tax and spend, and then spend some more. And that's a problem with socialism. Sooner or later, Mr. Speaker, you run out of other people's money to spend. And didn't we see that over 9 long years of a cold winter of the government of the Labor Party? Well, what's the difference between what they did and therefore the harm that they caused over 9 years and the short 3 years we've been in government, and the reason that John Key was elected Prime Minister of this country and the New Zealanders said we want more stable government and clear direction for this country? Mr. Speaker, over the last 3 years, the National-led government has proven that it can deliver strong, stable economic management in extremely difficult times. The steepest recession New Zealand has faced in 60 years. Strong, stable economic management provided by John Key under difficult times. And this next 3 years are about making our economy more competitive so that it can fulfil more of its potential. And that was the problem of the 9 years of the Labor government. All the potential in the world, but what happened to our productive economy? The people that produce things, who sell them, who reinvest that money to grow the economy, well, they were already in recession for 6 years. The last government, fantastic at spending other people's money, but those who produce it, who entrust government to spend it well on their behalf, they were going backwards, and boy did they feel it, Mr. Speaker. The next 3 years is about making our economy more competitive so it can fulfil its potential, so that New Zealand businesses can employ people, can be more productive, more competitive, do more, not the government employing more people with other people's money. Our Prime Minister has set out a number of our priorities: responsibly managing the government's finances, building a more productive and competitive economy, delivering better public service within tight financial constraints, and rebuilding Christchurch. The first priority, Mr. Speaker, very important, it will be the budget surpluses returning by 2014-2015, so that we can start repaying debt, which has already increased from 5.6% in 2007 to 2008 to 20% in the 10-11 year, and is expected to rise further over the next 3 years. Well, very important that we get spending under control. It's not just about, Mr. Speaker, how much money a government is receiving. Most importantly, it's about how we're spending that money. As taxpayers, every day I hear from my constituents who say to me they want us to be more careful with their money, to invest it more wisely on their behalf. They don't want to see the frivolity of those 9 years of Labor. They want us to direct this towards a return for them, a better public service, delivering more for them. We did that over 3 years, and that's the single focus that we have over this 3 years, making sure our economy goes from strength to strength. In the business community, 6 key areas that we must focus on and do more more. Capital markets reform. A lot of work was done over that 3 years, but in the Commerce Committee, I'm formally a member of, there's a lot more work to be done there. Innovation and ideas. Ideas, Mr. Speaker, something that we don't hear a lot of from the other side of the House. Skilled and safe workplaces, natural resources, infrastructure, and developing our export markets. I'll conclude here, Mr. Speaker, by saying that in my part of New Zealand, we export a lot. Getting on top of great markets and supporting them more is important to us. Thank you.
The Honourable Shane Jones.